Hey guys, welcome to Johnny Ray's Backwoods Guns. Shooting a video tonight for my reloading channel, Reloading with Johnny Ray on YouTube. Well, the subject tonight is reloading for my 30-06 rifle here. I'm working up some hunting loads, and I'm going to try to custom them to my rifle. My rifle is a 24-inch barrel with a 110 twist. I'm going to start out with super performance powder. I'm going to load 3 different loads. I'm using these Hornady ELD-X Bullets. These are the craze right now. Everybody's going crazy over them. I'm loading them heavy. They're a 200 grain bullet. A lot of guys like the 150s and 180s, but I'm going to go the 200s tonight. I'm using a large Magnum rifle primers. I'm going to use my small base sizing dies, 30-06, and I'm going to use my competition 308 to seat the bullets. I know what you're saying. That's a 308 seat and die, but it'll work for the 30-06 also. I got my load book data out of the 10th edition of the Hornady book, not the 9th. This is the 9th, but it's in the 10th book. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take these out to the range tomorrow and chronograph them and see how they group. So this will be a 2-part video, 2-part series right here. 1 on making the ammo and 2 on shooting it and see how good they group. Stick around, guys. I'll show you how to load them. First step to loading these 30-06s is I'm going to use a small base RCBS sizing die. Just I've already got this set with a lock bolt. But here's the kicker, guys. I've got a Lyman shell holder here. And if you can see from the base to the bottom, it says 0.97. I've got an RCBS designed for the same cartridge. That says 1.21. So you've got 2 different sizes. So with these RCBS small base sizing dies, use an RCBS shell holder. It's marked right on the back. If you use the Lyman, the Lee, the Hornady, who knows what they're going to be, guys. They're all they're designed to work with their own dies. So you want that shelf height where your shell sits right in that on that shelf of that shell holder. You want it the right height to work with these. A lot of guys think they can use the wrong ones and grind 100,000, 200,000 off. So if their die's bumping the shoulder too much or not enough, they can adjust that, because this will only go so far down. When it hits top of your ram, you're out of adjustment. Don't do that. You can't size these 100, 2,000, 3,000 off of it. It's impossible unless you've got a lay in a press and you own a machine shop. So just buy a damn $5 shell holder, guys. All right, let's get back to this. I'm going to lube my case, of course, and I'm going to size all these. Then I'm going to prime them. Then I'm going to trim them. Okay, guys. I'll skip all that. I don't think you need to see that. You all have seen it last night, night before. There's a million of my videos. You can index it. We'll come back to powdering and seating them with this competition seating die. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. Tonight I'm going to use this RCBS powder thrower. I've set it within 0.2 of a grain of what I want. So all I'm going to do is throw my first load, and then I'm going to trickle it up to my desired charge. There we go, right there. Alright, guys, since I'm going to go to the range tomorrow with a chronograph and group, I want these to be as close as the same powder as possible. Actually, dead on balls accurate. So I'm throwing 56 grain powder. I want 56 exactly in each one of them. So that's why I'm trickling up. You can't expect your ammo to group well if they don't have all the exact same amount of powder. I'm not talking 2/10 or 1/10 off. It's got to be exact. They've all got to be seated the same length. The brass got to be trimmed the same length. You got to use the same head stamps, which I sorted all my head stamps. You got to use the same primers, and you got to use the exact same powder charge. And then you got to use the same crimp or no crimp at all. but I like crimping my ammunition, so I'm going to use a crimp. So guys, stay tuned. We'll go to the next step. Okay guys, I sized my brass, I cleaned my brass, I trimmed my brass, and I primed my brass. I didn't show that on video. I figured you've seen it before. Now what I like to do to control run out is I use the small base size die. Okay, you can use, you can just neck size if you want to, if you're using 5-form brass, but I'm not. And I'm going to shoot in 2-3 different 30-06s. So I like to use these RCBS small base size disers. Small base size die sizers. Alright, say that fast. Alright, anyway, now I'm going to flare all my brass, okay? Now, you don't have to worry about a shell holder, exclusive shell holder on this. Just set your flare height the right amount and go at it. So, just put a little flare on it. Feels good. If you get too much flare, just run it back through your sizing die. Okay, guys? Flare all these. And then we're going to go to seating. So we'll go on to the next step. I don't want to bore you. Okay, guys, I'm going to open these ELD bullets. These are the craze, what everybody's been dying for here lately. These are the 200 grain bullets. I think everybody likes these. They're new, well, last year or two. So we're going to find out how well they group. I'm going to use my 308 sizing die, okay, guys? If you're sizing for a 308, use your regular shell, use this elevated shell holder, okay? It just jacks it up so you don't have to run the housing so far down on the shell holder or on the die. But I'm going to use the RCBS flat shell holder. I don't need to elevate it. I've already set my height. So here we go. All right, guys, just seat your bullet in your shell holder. Bring your brass up till it barely engages your bullet holder, and then bullet glide, and then drop your bullet in, run it down, seat it. I'm trying to get 3.3. We're at 3.348. Let's take about 48 thousandths out of that. These micrometer seating dies, every click or every mark, hash, whichever way you want to designate it, takes off 1/1000th. So I just spun it about 30. Let's see what the height is now. I felt it give a little bit. We're at 3.32. Okay, guys, I'll get rid of my flaring die. And if you notice, I'm using two different single stage presses, okay? I do my flaring and I crimp it over here, but my precision bullet seating, I use a rochucker. I love the rochucker. It's probably the most heavy dutiest press I've ever used. It is just rock iron, just dead solid. There's no give in it, no waller. The tolerances are phenomenal, and that's why I like seating my bullets on it. All right, let's get back to this. Let's seat our crimping die. I've already got it set for the lock. Then I'm going to crimp these. Guys, I like flaring my brass. I like seating at the exact same level, and then I like crimping my brass. A lot of guys don't flare when they use boat tail bullets. A lot of guys don't crimp when they're using bolt action rifles. But I like a uniform, a consistency of all my ammunition to be the same. I feel that when you flare, when you crimp, when you seat the same depth, when you trim the same length, when you sort your head stamps, you're going to get that minus 2,000 run out, that under 2,000 run out. And that's what you, to be good grouping, a good set of grouping ammo, you've got to have everything uniform. I've got 5 here that are seated, crimped, finished the loading process. Let's check the run out real fast on them. dead on zero. Right at 1,000. I'm talking barely right under 1,000. It's probably 900. Check another one. Zero my scale, my gauge. That's a little more than 1,000. It's right under 2,000. As long as it's under 2,000, the runout's under 2,000, I'll take that. I don't even correct them when they're under 2,000. That's right at minus plus 1,000, so that's right at 2,000 also. A little more than 1,000. Here's the last one. Let me re-zero the gauge. That's about 900. That's not even 1,000. It's right under 1,000. I thought I'd set up another way of testing the ammo. I put my Hornady comparator on here. It doesn't really matter which arbor you use. Just this is just for comparison. Just try to compare all these. This one's at 2.791. This one's at 2.7. It's popping between 8.95 and 9. This one's at 2.791. Okay, guys, my point is, if you make all your ammo uniform, consistent, your point of impact is going to be consistent. And the way you do that is you start out, you sort your head stamps. Get all the same head stamps, so you've got all the inside case volume, it all matches. Then you trim all to the same length. And I know that's harder than hell to trim all to the same length, but you try to trim all to the same length. Okay? Then you powder. You try to get all the powder within 1/10 of a grain. So I used 57 grain on these. I didn't stop at 56.9. I didn't stop at 57.1. I stopped at 57 grain. Okay, guys? Then I flared all my brass, so my bullet centered real nice and even, straight down the middle. I seated all to the same length, and you saw how close they were with the bullet comparator. Then I crimped it all. So all of it's very consistent, okay? Same brass, same powder, same seat depth, same case overall length. These were all 3.31 case overall length. I measured 5 or 6 of them. I think it's kind of redundant for me to keep checking the run out, checking the case overall length, checking the ogive length. Okay, it all matches. It's all within 100,000ths or 1,000ths. Okay, my run out was within 2,000. Okay, so my point is, if your ammo is consistent and uniform, then it's going to group. The only variable you can't control is your environment, which is the wind and the temperature, and human error, which is you moving the gun when you're pulling the trigger. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to try to group these at 100 yards and check the feet per second, check the deviation, and check the group size. Okay, guys, check back in with me tomorrow. I'll post a video tonight, and I'll post a video tomorrow night, and it'll be part 1 and part 2. I'm looking forward to this. This is my first video I've done on grouping and comparison and checking groups. So, okay, guys, remember to subscribe, share my channel, like my channel, leave me comments. Got any questions, just ask them, and I'll try to answer them. Thank you, guys. You all have a great weekend.